And now, your ABC6 Storm Tracker weather with Chief Meteorologist Jeff Denoyer.
We talked last night about what commute would have the biggest impact. We knew it was going to be wet this morning. We knew we'd have some rain for the evening commute today, but I still think the worst commute is tomorrow morning because rainfall, yeah, wet roads. We've had some heavy rain, but we're going to ramp up those winds tonight. And by morning, those winds are going to be quite gusty. I do think we still have the worst part of the storm ahead of us, even though we have some wet roads now. We've had some solid rain. Where you see the green and even some yellows already picked up an inch of rain, even some areas picking up an inch and a half of rain last night and today. So already a huge head start. And when we add more rain for tonight, we're only going to just add to those totals. And it looks good to get to that 2 to 5 inch range. Downpours, we had that last night. We had some downpours today too, especially for Southwest Rhode Island. Flood watch remains in effect, same locations as yesterday. This goes all the way through Wednesday, though I think the bulk of the heavy rain happens tonight, and then it backs off to just some showers during the day tomorrow, and the flood watch remains in effect for our area. Here's the rainfall. Nothing too terribly heavy right now, just a solid slug of rain, just moving across the area, mainly from east to west. The low pressure is still well back off Nantucket, and as the low moves back into our area, the rain will continue for the evening hours. That rain will continue overnight. Could even have a few rumbles of thunder, especially for areas in southeastern Mass, and there'll be some brief downpours as well. So the rain aspect of it happening last night and today. So a lot of you are asking, like, well, where's the wind part of it? That comes tonight. It was always part of a Tuesday night, Wednesday morning event for the wind. So timing it out for you, the evening, we have some gusty winds and we have some heavy rainfall. But after midnight, still some heavy rain, but those winds now become, instead of gusty, damaging, gusting up over 50, 60 miles an hour. That will likely lead to some power outages by morning. And even though Wednesday features less rain, the winds remain strong throughout the morning, especially in the morning into the afternoon. So if you lose power, it's going to be a while until that power gets restored. They can't go up in the bucket when the winds are still gusting 30, 35 miles an hour, and they'll likely do that much of the day tomorrow. So your wind gust right now, modest, but gust around 20 miles an hour, a little stronger for Falmouth at 35, and that's because areas like Cape Cod are closer to the low. So let me just zoom out for a moment here. See this blue? That's the actual low pressure. Think of it as like an eye of a hurricane. There's no wind with the actual low, but north of it and south of it in this purple area, these are wind gusts 60 to 70 miles an hour that are moving back to the west. You can see they're not very far away from Cape Cod and Nantucket. They'll continue to move west. That's why a high wind warning remains in effect until 2 p.m. for the areas in orange. And if you're not in the warning, you're in the advisory. Gusts 40 to 50, 50 to 60. Bottom line is strong enough with fully leaf trees to knock out power. And I do think, again, widespread power outages by morning. So here's your forecast gust, 35 to 40 by evening. After midnight, this thing ramps up. Gusts 45, 50, even up to 60 miles an hour out of the northeast. Throughout the morning tomorrow, very windy conditions. Gusts still 45, 50 miles an hour. And by the afternoon, still gusting over 35. This is a long-term sustained wind event with some of the strongest gusts for Cape Cod and the islands, but the rest of us getting our fair share of wind. Low pressure, nor'easter, tracks west, stays and just kind of lingers overnight into tomorrow morning, and then eventually takes to turn out to sea. Once it does that, improving conditions will come sometime by Thursday. But again, a prolonged wind event. Any type of power outages tonight, it's going to be tough to get everybody restored quickly. Dry Thursday, most of the day Friday dry. Even though we have some rain Saturday, trick-or-treaters look like it'll be okay for Sunday evening. John.
All right, Jeff, thank you. Still to come on ABC.